It looks so big, like stretched out like that. It's so cool. November. Easily my least favorite month of the year, although it is beautiful in North Georgia with the color change. However, the overnight lows start dipping scary low, and the daytime highs start getting lower and lower, until eventually, winter is finally here at some point. And unfortunately this year, winter kind of started in mid-October. Because of this, the days where snakes were easily found were few and far between, but the good days were pretty good, so here's how they went. Gross! Welcome to No Snake November. It's like any other day, except for it's in November, so finding snakes is way harder. And we're gonna do our best. Hopefully something will be out today. It's nice and warm. This is the first time we've really gotten out. Well, that's not true. We've gotten out a couple times and gotten skunked, but hopefully this will be the first time we actually get out and successfully find a snake this month. So we'll get to it. A toad. First find of the day, southern toad. Ian has put a swift end to No Snake November and spotted a rat snake right there. So, I mean, we're not getting skunked today, I guess. Doesn't look like he's got food, just, no. He looks pretty healthy, just stretched out in the sun, kinda. All right, well, I'm happy that the No Snake November curse has been lifted pretty quickly today. This is like the 5th time I've been out this month without seeing a snake until now, though, so No Snake November is definitely real, but short-lived this year, so we'll leave this guy right here, and hopefully there will be more snakes to come. Really hoping to see a rattlesnake today. I don't think there's a hole there, buddy. He's trying to find one. Well, we saw one of these earlier, but it was not in good shape. This one appears to be as healthy as you can really ask for. Nice eastern box turtle. Always a welcome find this late in the season. Very nice. Good looking dude. We'll just leave him right there. All right, well, it's been a while, but here is our next snake. We did see a brown water snake that went into the water, and then Caitlin spotted another rat snake. So 2 of these today. This one is very dark and pretty healthy looking too. Just chilling out, soaking up some sun. Caitlin found a man in this hole. Oh, it's either a gray tree frog or a bird voice. My phone does not want to focus on him. I have struck herp. Box turtle number 3. Also looks pretty healthy. Here's the other side of this guy. You can see he's got some nice color to him. There's box turtle number 4. Number 3 that's not very unhealthy, at least. He looks fairly healthy, but he is inside his shell, so it's hard to say. Very nice. So Ian and Alyssa are currently looking into this crack, inside of which is an adult timber rattlesnake that we're probably not going to get a good look at due to the fact that it's wedged in that crevice, but we're going to try our best. I'm physically incapable of getting my phone to take a photo or a video of this snake, but there's the proof. Timber in a crack. All right, guys, well, that was a pretty solid outing for November, considering up until yesterday we hadn't even seen a single snake this month, because that's just how bad November can be. And that's just the reality of things, unfortunately. November is very seldom a good month here in Georgia. In fact, I would say it's the only month that I don't look forward to for at least one reason or another. There's really nothing good to say about November. However, we are going to do our best, as always, to make some entertaining videos this month and find some cool animals. This is a big unit. Look at this thing.
Awesome.
Whoa!
That's cool.
What's up, dude?
He looks
My phone doesn't want to focus on him. There we go.
like an old man.
The old man of the mountain. All right, everybody. This morning we're going to be exploring some creeks here in the North Georgia mountains. There's actually a couple of species of salamander that we haven't yet seen this year that live in this area, so turning up those would be nice. But otherwise, just going to enjoy a nice creek walk today and hopefully see some salamanders and potentially some other amphibians and reptiles too. Well, there we go. That is the main salamander I was hoping we'd find, the seepage salamander. This is a very small species of Desmognathus. They have direct development, which means that when they lay their eggs, they hatch out as fully developed babies and don't have a larval stage, which is really interesting. There's only a couple of species of desmogs that do that. And I do believe this is the first time we have shown a seepage salamander on the channel. This is a fully grown adult, and he's only about that big. Really, really cool species. So while I was looking at this one crawled out. That's another one without a tail. Despite the dry conditions and being November, we were able to see a couple of water snakes basking along the creek, and of course that seepage salamander was a pretty big highlight, seeing as I think that's the first time we've actually shown them on the channel. This water snake was pretty weird looking. He had an almost solid yellow belly, which was really cool to see. Hello everybody, and welcome to the coastal plain of South Georgia. It's a pretty overcast November day, but the weather has been a little bit better over the last couple of days than it was at the beginning of the month. We finally had a little bit of rain, and we have some overcast skies and decently warm overnights following those couple of rain events. And personally, I will always take a cloudy sky, even in the middle of winter. So I feel fairly optimistic about our odds at seeing some snakes today. We're actually going to be joining Ben Stiganga from the Orion Society on a Eastern Indigo snake survey. So we're going to be going around looking at these gopher tortoise burrows, any sort of other structure we can find, hoping to see some snakes. Let's get to it. Hey everyone, I just wanted to take a moment out of today's video to promote my good friend and friend of the show, Bob Ferguson's calendars. Over the last few years, Bob has raised over $60,000 by selling these calendars, and every single cent of that money has been donated to rainforest conservation. I love people who put their money where their mouth is when it comes to conservation. And Bob has been doing that for a very long time through his own photography and hard work. Bob is offering 5 calendars this year. We have the Pantanal, the Yucatan Peninsula, birds, frogs, and pine bear and herps at night. These calendars are $25 each with the discount code NOAH5. You can also get 5 for $100 with the discount code NOAH5 for $100. So the US dollar goes a long way in the rainforest, and Bob has been able to directly impact conservation in a big way by selling these calendars, and I would love to continue to support that here on the channel. So everybody who can afford it and would like to help, every single calendar purchase means a lot to me, just like every other fundraiser we do here on the channel. And not only are you donating money to the rainforest, but you get a really cool calendar in exchange. Bob is a very talented photographer. He's been doing this for a long time, and this year he's been around quite a bit. So here's a look at the Brazilian Pantanal calendar. Obviously, we've got a jaguar here on the front. Really, really cool image. Really some fantastic photos in every single one of these calendars, but I do like the Pantanal just because it's very different from what we're used to seeing. I mean, look at this. If you would like the calendars by Christmas, they have to be ordered by December 15th, so keep that in mind if you are thinking about getting something like this as a gift. Thank you guys for hanging in there, and back to your regularly scheduled programming. All right, guys, so I just approached these burrows here, and I thought I saw what looked like a snake track in there, and as you guys know, that's usually a good sign. Look at that. That is a grumpy eastern diamondback. Heck yes. Well, that's one way to kind of kick November off now that we're halfway through the month. It's usually a pretty slow time of year. In fact, it's my personal least favorite month, but the weather today was just a little bit different. We had that cloud cover, and it's actually let up a little bit, and we have a little bit of sun coming through now. And evidently it drew at least one snake out of their burrow, so that is awesome. We're gonna get some photos and then process this snake since we're actually on a survey with Ben, so. Cool. For how cool and cloudy it is, the snake actually sprung to life way more than I was expecting. I never even got to take an in situ photo before it started getting grumpy with me on video. But I'm just happy to see a quality snake today. This would be the second time in a week that I've driven over 3 hours to come join Ben. And the first time we didn't see anything, so that is fantastic. And look at that faded pattern way up the tail. Almost no pattern on about 1/4 of that snake. Really cool. They're like $5 or $10. All right, beautiful. We're gonna let you back in your hole, but that is fantastic. Great first snake of the day. The snake has been very patient with us, so we're gonna, are you good to let her slide into the hole? Yeah. All right. We're gonna just let the snake go where it wants to go, which is probably down this tortoise burrow here. It looks so big, like stretched out like that. It's so cool. Here is our first non-snake find of the day that I've actually been able to record. There's a little eastern fence lizard right there. You love to see them, but very common. Always a welcome sight on a cool day like today, though. All right, guys, 2 p.m. update. Just the one diamondback and some lizards so far. And this time of year, 2 p.m. is kind of when the day starts to wind down. I'd say we probably got 2 more hours in us, and then the light is going to be pretty useless. So we're gonna walk around a little bit more, and hopefully we'll be able to get a second snake. But if not, any day with the diamondback is a great day, needless to say. So pretty happy with how today's gone. But with that being said, I would like to see another snake. Guys, Ben just spotted some snake tracks in this tiny little hole. We were looking around because we knew it was going to be a diamondback based on the size and shape of the track, and coiled up over there, perfectly camouflaged, is our second diamondback of the day.
Yep, just a teensy bit.
There it is, diamondback number 2. It could not be more beautiful. That is incredible. No food bolus in this one, doesn't look like, at least. God, that thing is glowing right there. That is just so perfect. I mean, what more could you ask for today? 2 beautiful eastern diamondbacks, and this one is just pancaked in habitat perfectly. Look at this. Look at this picturesque habitat. Picturesque field herper. Oh, there's a huge shed right here.
Oh, really?
Like a... probably like an erythrogaster, maybe.
Oh, yeah.
Looks Nerodia to me.
That makes sense.
Maybe you on that end, and we'll try to lift it this way. Here he comes. Maybe from this side?
An old.
Oh, here he is. It's an erythrogaster. Wonder if there's another way to go about this. Yeah, here we go. Come to this end, and I'm gonna... See him?
No! Oh,
Maybe?
Yeah, he's way down here.
Yes!
Yoink.
Nice! There we go. Oh! There's the bite.
You got me.
All right.
Oh, nice.
Well, that was kind of unexpected. All right, you're gonna have to excuse the annoying barking dog in the background, but that's what happens when you stop on the side of the road in South Georgia. Random people's dogs come out and scream at you. But I mean, that is a beautiful snake. Really cool to actually get something that's not an indigo or diamondback today, because realistically, that's all I was expecting to have a chance at seeing. And this is a great looking snake. I mean, it's mid-November, and this guy is still looking sharp. He just shed. And he was under this giant piece of tin. So really cool way to end the day. Beautiful red-bellied water snake. And we might go poke around for salamanders too. So we'll see if there's anything else to be found. But that was a cool flip. Oh, this is kind of cool actually. Let's see. All right, there's the shed. There's what it came from. You can see this guy is looking pretty spectacular, and I'm assuming it's because a couple of days ago he shed. So we'll let him back under his big piece of tin here.
That way.
You don't wanna.
There you go.
Well, the salamandering has been quickly productive. Ben just flipped a little marbled salamander here. Hopefully the first of many we're gonna see here. Don't want to jinx anything, but there we go. We found someone's burner phone in the floodplain. I wonder what kind of nefarious acts were committed using that bad boy. All right, Ben just flipped something pretty cool here. He's gonna rinse it off in this water, if you could even call that water. And I'll show them to you. This is a river frog. I can't remember if we've seen one of these this year, and even if we have not seen many on the channel. They are a really interesting frog. I was actually just talking about how the tadpoles of these guys are actually bigger than that guy. So when they metamorph, they shrink a little bit, which I think is probably kind of normal. But for these guys, it's dramatic.
It's really dramatic because the tadpoles can be like that long and they shrink to about half the size.
And then eventually this guy will grow up to be, you know, roughly the size of a bullfrog, a little bit smaller. But right now he's a metamorph, so he probably was a tadpole in this pond at one point when it was in a much better state than it is right now. It's almost completely dry. I'm currently looking at Ben from the inside of like one of the biggest trees. I guess this is 3 trees, or it's split off into 3 trees.
I think it was originally 1.
Yeah, because these 2 are still connected.
Yeah.
But this is insane. These cypress swamps in the Georgia coastal plain are really impressive. It's just a cool place to be walking around. I mean, you can see the scale of the trees a little better with Ben in the background, but these are big cypresses, and they get a lot bigger. Well, that's another cool little frog. That is a metamorph bird voice tree frog, and you can see he's real small. Typically, these guys are gray like gray tree frogs, but they do this weird color changing thing, and I don't know. Do you know what triggers that?
I have no idea.
Where they'll turn green like this, and I think they can do it at any age. But very, very cool looking frog. All right, here's the video light on this guy so you can see him in a little bit better lighting because we are losing light, but that green coloration is just awesome. What a cool little frog. And definitely one of the first times this species has made an appearance on the channel. Maybe even the first time. I feel like I've shown them before, but I see them so infrequently it wouldn't surprise me if I never have. Here's another river frog. Light is definitely fading, but that was a little bit bigger than the first. Well, we're definitely wrapping up the day soon, but there is a really weird flip. Just a very healthy looking adult eastern newt, or central newt here in South Georgia. Very, very odd.
That's about as big as I've ever seen one down
Yeah.
here.
Central newts are smaller than eastern newts too. So, what might be a normal sized eastern newt's a pretty big central newt. That's the first time I've ever seen that.
I was just telling someone the other day, I've never seen that.
So this is called the Unken reflex. And does it serve a purpose, or is it just like to show that?
I think it's to show off the bright coloration. There's kind of a
underneath?
startle.
Interesting.
Like,
All right, so we're going to put this guy back. We're not going to bother him too much more, but I did want to flip him over so you can see his belly a little bit better. Just because this is not something we get to see often at all. Look at that. That is incredible. And you can see that texture. Newts have such a different texture than salamanders, even though they are a salamander. They have a very different skin texture, and you can kind of see it's rough, unlike salamanders, and it's never very wet. It's more of a dry-skinned amphibian like a toad. Newts are basically the salamander equivalent of toads to frogs, if that makes sense for those who aren't familiar. But really, really cool. Put him back under his log. All right, everyone. Well, we have officially ran out of light, and it is time to begin the journey home. But it was a fantastic day. We got to see not only a good number of snakes, I guess 3 is a decent number for November, but quality snakes, 2 diamondbacks and a beautiful red-bellied water, and a really cool assortment of amphibians to end the day. So a really solid day in the field with Ben. I'm going to wrap this one up here. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next episode. Remember to check out the calendar link below if you're interested. Discount code NOAH5 for $5 off. I'll see you guys next time.
Bye.